Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook, Chapter 11 The Principal's Gift. Su Ming's face was stern. In a hurry, I returned to the dormitory. The copy will arrive tomorrow morning. He must seize the time and take a rest. Along the way, there were no people in the school and it was very empty. After awakening day, many students went home. After all, the novice copy will be opened soon. Although there are a lot of opportunities and rewards in the dungeon, it is also accompanied by death. The mortality rate of new job changers in the dungeon is very high. Therefore, many people need to go home to see their parents, because this may be their last time. Su Ming returned to the dormitory door alone. He suddenly noticed that a box appeared outside the door. There was a letter on it, signed by the principal. Su Ming hugged the box, walked into the house, and closed the door. This should have been sent to me by the principal. He opened the box. I saw two things standing out among them. A dark wooden brocade box containing a jade-colored elixir. Strong marrow pill, golden medium grade. The elixir is refined from a variety of materials. After swallowing, it can cleanse the muscles and cut the marrow, improve physical attributes, is expensive, and can only be effective once for anyone. Close black lens bracket. Current market price, 200,000 advent coins. In addition, there is a black dress. Snake skin black clothes, silver medium grade. This black coat is made by an experienced armor maker. After wearing it, you can walk briskly and silently. It is made of mutated snakeskin, which is very tough and can resist attacks by sharp weapons such as claws and sword cuts. Close black lens bracket. Market price, 5,000 advent coins. Su Ming's eyes suddenly narrowed slightly. The principal is indeed generous. Not only did he give himself a strong marrow pill, but he also gave himself a piece of clothing. This piece of clothing is a coat of silver quality, and it is a defensive equipment that can protect oneself comprehensively. It seems that the principal is also trying his best to protect his genius from dying in the dungeon. So instead of giving myself a weapon, I gave him defensive equipment. The purpose is to improve one's ability to fight, so as not to die in the dungeon. It's a pity that these two things are made by life professionals, blacksmiths and alchemists, using various materials in Blue Star. It's not the loot that exploded in the dungeon. My all things sublimation skill can't sublimate these two things. Su Ming tried to use all things sublimated, but it really didn't work. Only the loot that exploded in the dungeon can be sublimated. But he was content. Su Ming immediately put on a black coat. I can feel that the texture of this dress is very tenacious. It feels a little smooth. If you look carefully with your eyes, you can even see that there is indeed a layer of snake scales embedded in the clothes. With this piece of equipment, Su Ming's chances of survival are greatly improved. Then he looked at the letter. Unpack it. The letter read, "Hello, classmate Su Ming. I am the principal Wang Tingshan, and this is my personal letter. First of all, I would like to congratulate you. You have awakened the innate 10-star full attribute and the profession of the sword master. Inside the box is a strong marrow pill that I gave you as a gift from the school, and a piece of silver mid-level equipment that I gave you as a personal gift. I know you have been living simply and in great poverty. I privately increased the amount of your scholarship this year to 10,000 advent coins, and it has already been credited to your account. You may stand in a very high position in the future. But no matter what, please don't forget your alma mater when you achieve something in the future. I wish you a bright future." Finally, there is the principal's autograph. The pen is as sharp as a dragon. Su Ming opens her personal profile panel. Sure enough, the balance has reached more than 12,000. It's really generous. Su Ming couldn't help but murmured. All these things together are worth a lot of money. This is actually an investment. The principal has a long-term vision. What Wang Tingshan expected was not immediate benefits. But in the future, after Su Ming grows up, he can bring rewards to number 1 middle school. In this respect, the principal is still the principal. He and a short-sighted little fairy like Ren Xiaoman do not have the same level of vision. Su Ming smiled slightly. Principal Wang, your investment is worth it. All those who have helped themselves, Su Ming will give back in the future. And those who have harmed him, he will take revenge one by one. Afterwards, Su Ming immediately swallowed the strong essence pill. He sat cross-legged on the bed. Waited for a moment. No excruciating pain came. In the body, no dirt was forced out. After all, this is reality, not a pill in fantasy novels. After dozens of seconds passed, Su Ming only felt a faint fluorescent light emitting from his body, and his body was warm. Physical attribute +10. Close black lens bracket. Experience value +100 points. Close black lens bracket. Promoted to level 2 job changer. Close black lens bracket. Get 10 free attribute points. Close black lens bracket. Su Ming's eyes were slightly startled. Because I am born with 10 stars and full attributes, all my attribute points are 10. It has almost reached the limit of a level 1 job changer. At this time, if you swallow the strong marrow pill again, you will not be able to obtain a large amount of attribute improvement. Only 10 points of constitution have been added, and the effect is only half of the normal situation. Fortunately, the world rules increased the rest of the attributes and turned them into experience increases, which raised Su Ming's level, and there was no waste. In general, he still obtained 100% of the effect indirectly. Every time you upgrade, you can get 10 free attribute points. These attributes can be assigned freely. Because Su Ming is a 10-star talent, every time he upgrades, he can get 10 attribute points. If it is an innate 5-star attribute, each upgrade is 5 attribute points. This is the importance of talent. Over time, the higher the level, the wider the gap. Su Ming stood up and looked at his profile. Add these attribute points to agility. He condensed his voice. The agility attribute was immediately increased. Directly doubled. He immediately felt that his thinking was much clearer, and his body became more agile and brisk. Sword God. Profession with a sword. The main attack is swiftness and mistiness. Of course, add the agility attribute. It is actually very similar to the assassin in the previous life. Afterwards, Su Ming checked his profile. Open black lens bracket. Su Ming close black lens bracket. Level 2, 0, 200 experience points. Occupation. Sword God. Mythical level, unique in the world. Strength, 10 points. Physique, 20 points. Agility, 20 points. Spirit, 10 points. Open black lens bracket. Lucky, 10 points. Close black lens bracket. Talent, sublimation of all things, original sword body. Skills, God-killing sword, full hide, hidden step, eye of insight. Su Ming nodded secretly. Very good. Now I am 1 level ahead of most people. This may seem like a small step, but after entering the dungeon, I will be able to take a big step ahead of everyone. Su Ming started preparing for tomorrow's dungeon. He opened up his personal space first. This is a function that all professionals have. He put the black blood sword on the table into it. In this way, it can also be used when entering the dungeon. By the way, the Rebel God ring helped me reshape my physical body, can I use it again? He was a little curious and used his thoughts to spy on the past. Open black lens bracket. Rebel God ring myth close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Supplemented by the power of time, the Tao can be reversed and the body reshaped. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Currently, charging. Close black lens bracket. Su Ming's eyes were slightly startled. The resurrection function seems to need some time to replenish before it can be used again. The runes are all dim now. It seems that I have to be careful, and I can't take my life. Chapter 12. When Su Ming was about to go to bed, he suddenly found that someone had sent him a text message. After awakening, everyone has a personal profile column, which integrates all functions, including remote communication, auction house, personal space, etc. But today, after all, it has just awakened, and many people are still used to using mobile phones. When I opened it, it turned out to be Zhong Tang. Su Ming, I'm Zhong Tang. You are very talented, and my Zhong family needs a talent like you. Tomorrow's novice dungeon, come team up with me. I am an 8-star magic hammer warrior, and I can cover you in the early stage. Seeing Zhong Tang's friendly words, Su Ming's eyes were cold. He just replied briefly, I already have a team, sorry. Then he turned off the phone. At this time, Ji Yao invited him to form a team from his personal space. Su Ming, do you want to form a team? She also comes with a cute emoji. Su Ming smiled, but refused. Because he wants to challenge the hidden boss, it would be too dangerous to bring Ji Yao along. Sorry, Ji Yao, I want to challenge the dungeon alone. Oh, well, if you change your mind, please let me know anytime. Ji Yao said. Afterwards, Su Ming immediately lay down on the bed, closed his eyes, and fell asleep. When killing Ren Xiaoman, he used the killing knife, which consumed a lot of physical energy. It takes sleep to get back to peak condition. Dimly, I feel my body floating for a while. When Su Ming woke up, it was already the next morning. What he saw when he opened his eyes was an azure blue light that completely enveloped Su Ming in it. The copy has arrived. With serious eyes, he said. The next moment, his body suddenly disappeared into the blue star. ... The slaughter of the heavens is about to begin. Close black lens bracket. New job transferees from all blue stars. Close black lens bracket. This is a dungeon full of killings and opportunities. You will fight here and complete the challenge. Close black lens bracket. There is only one way to get out of here and get the reward. Close black lens bracket. That is, the boss level monster died in the dungeon. Close black lens bracket. No matter who kills the boss, the copy will be settled. Each of you will receive a settlement reward based on the corresponding contribution. Close black lens bracket. A voice sounded in my mind. Su Ming opened his eyes again and appeared in a forest. It is lush and lush, with blood-red vegetation everywhere. His eyes were blood-red. The grass is blood-red, and it bursts when stepped on, just like fresh blood. The trees are blood-red, the veins of the leaves are colorful, and they look strange and confusing. It can be seen from the ecological community of vegetation that this place is completely different from Blue Star. It was full of danger. Each year's novice dungeons have different maps. But Su Ming has a previous life experience. So for him, this is not the first time. But even Su Ming doesn't claim to know everything about it. There are still many places here that he has not explored in his previous life, and they are full of dangers. So he didn't act rashly. Instead, he immediately opened his personal panel. At the bottom, the information of this dungeon is displayed. Frenzy Forest Novice Copy. Open black lens bracket grade. F close black lens bracket. The rotten smell is pervasive, and the place is full of the breath of death. Close black lens bracket. Then, he opened the world chat channel. Among them, many people were crying and howling. Oh my god, my birth point is on a tree, and there are all wild boars with steel thorns below, and they are colliding vigorously. What should I do? Wait to die, buddy. It's not bad for you. There is a pool of mud in front of me now, which is full of dung sea maggots, and there is also a rotten corpse of a mutant tiger. Let's not talk about that. What is your talent? That's right, let's report your talents first, so we can form a team. I'm a 5-star swordsman, with the initial skill, horizontal slash. I have a 3-star innate attribute, a hidden combat profession, forest shaman. I am. Su Ming looked at people's chat messages with serious eyes. Star is the abbreviation of talent. He is a 10-star talent, and his occupation is sword god, also referred to as 10-star sword god. But this is only suitable for novices, used for communication talent. After reaching more than a dozen levels, after one turn, this star name is no longer used. Instead, it is called the first turn, the second turn, the third turn. Every 10 levels is a turn. That is, a great realm. World channel, there are still people shouting. My name is Li Dabao. I am a 6-star barbarian with a strong body. Initial skill, brute force, short time increase in stamina, can be pitted and fought. Who wants to team up with me? My coordinates are 4234, 2371, the closest one is preferred. A 6-star talent is already considered very powerful. I am a ranger. I want to form a team too, I'm a fire mage. Add me one. People signed up enthusiastically. Wait a moment, there is a huge bloodthirsty rat rushing in front of me, I will deal with it first. Li Dabao said. But the next moment, a message was displayed on the world channel. All the players were stunned at this moment. The first player dies. Player. Li Dabao was eaten to death by the bloodthirsty junkrat. Close black lens bracket. Afterwards, the world channel went crazy. What's going on? How come a person with a 6-star talent was suddenly killed instantly? Bloodthirsty junkrat, isn't it the lowest level monster? It's over, this copy seems a bit scary. Help, someone will escort me to safety. I will give you 10,000 advent coins after I get out. Brothers, this little girl has nothing but a little bit of beauty, and her coordinates are, please hug her thigh. Players gradually began to realize that this copy was not just a game. It really kills people. They began to join groups to keep warm. People spontaneously formed groups nearby and united together. In Su Ming's eyes, these are stupid talents. The really smart people have already found all the people and formed a team in advance before the dungeon starts. In this way, when entering the dungeon, their spawn points will be gathered together. Only in this way can we take care of each other. Su Ming has no idea of forming a team. He was always alone. He put away the virtual screen and looked calm. A bloodthirsty Junkrat. The monster that killed Li Dariao was extremely ferocious in combat and extremely fast. It's called bloodthirsty Junkrat, just one word different from the lowest bloodthirsty rat. But the combat effectiveness is very different. The monsters in this forest copy are all kinds of mutated ferocious beasts. Su Ming took out his black steel blood sword from the storage ring. He unsheathed his sword and held it in his hand. He began to explore forward. The original sword body is in effect all the time. So when Su Ming holds the long sword, she feels like she has the command of her arm. He walked briskly along the way. Suddenly, he heard a scream coming from the jungle ahead. Su Ming walked close to the ground and approached slowly. Snap! A corpse fell from the tree. This is a female professional. With her discerning eye, Su Ming saw her information. He is a rare therapist. Unfortunately, she was killed by a monster before she could team up with other players. The bodies were too horrific to look at. A single therapist with no fighting ability is a buffet for monsters. It should have been killed by a carnivorous ape. Su Ming analyzed from her wounds. The next moment, roar! A loud cry came out. A huge, extremely ugly ape fell from the tree. It squeezed its arms together to form a sledgehammer and hit Su Ming. Su Ming's face was cold, and he took a sudden step to the side. He managed to dodge it with great difficulty. He had already predicted this blow. The monster will drop this corpse to attract its attention, and then wait for an opportunity to attack. So Su Ming chose to take advantage of the situation and seduce the monster to take action. It really took the bait. Su Ming reacted too quickly because he had been prepared for it. His body is agile. After all, his agility attribute far exceeds that of ordinary people. He easily avoided the monster's blow. Then, he raised his hand and slashed with his sword. Pooh! The mutated ape's head was immediately split open by Su Ming with a huge gash. It was dripping with blood. But it's not dead. It has long hair all over its body and a monkey head that looks like a grimace. It looks very scary. Stand on all fours on the ground. Its eyes are extremely terrifying. The hair all over his body was scarlet, as if soaked in blood. Half of its head was chopped open by Su Ming's sword, and its brains spilled out. But still no death. At this moment, Su Ming was also secretly startled. Chapter 13. The carnivorous ape screamed and swooped over. Its cry is extremely sharp. The thick arms, like two pillars, smashed towards Su Ming's head. At this moment, Su Ming was also secretly startled. Just now, although I didn't use any skills, I just slashed with a normal sword. But his own sword is a high-grade silver weapon with extremely high sharpness. Coupled with his super high strength attribute and agility attribute. The power of this sword is very terrifying. Ordinary monsters, how could they still be able to fight after suffering? He immediately used his eyes of insight to scan the monster's information. Open black lens bracket fierce beast. Carnivorous ape king close black lens bracket. Level 3. Power 28 points. Physique 24 points. Agility 5 points. Spirit 6 points. Open black lens bracket lucky 4 points close black lens bracket. Skill slap. Only then did Su Ming suddenly realize. It turns out that it is not an ordinary carnivorous ape, but the king of apes. No wonder it is so big, as tall as a person, far surpassing ordinary carnivorous apes. The monkey's eyes were scarlet, and it hit him with a single blow. But at this moment, Su Ming's figure disappeared. Quietly, turning into a black shadow, it directly escaped from the sight of the Monkey King. The moment that appeared in the next moment has already come behind it. Open black lens bracket hidden god step close black lens bracket. Even with Su Ming's current level, once cast, he can enter the invisible state. The speed is extremely fast. Can avoid most attacks. However, The only shortcoming is that it can only last for a moment, and it consumes a lot of money. Su Ming didn't need this movement method, but he could actually avoid it. But for the sake of insurance, he chose a more secure approach. Mental strength can be restored, but if injured, it will be very troublesome. He appeared behind the Monkey King and stabbed out with a sword. Pooh! The sword was stretched out, perfectly piercing the Monkey King's brain from the back of the head. Completely ended its life. The Monkey King fell, and the dust flew up. A screen appeared in front of Su Ming. Defeat the beast. Close black lens bracket. Trophy. 1 sword/bronze low rank skill scroll. A skill scroll fell into the hands of Su Ming. It's not bad either. Su Ming is quite satisfied. Although it is at the bronze level, at the very least, it is a skill scroll that suits your profession. The next moment, a message appeared on the World Channel. Dragon Kingdom's Sword Master player, complete the first kill. Close black lens bracket. The player gets the title, First Blood. Close black lens bracket. All Dragon Kingdom players, get a bottle of healing potion. Close black lens bracket. In the next moment, a bottle of blood medicine fell into the hands of all Long Guo people. World Channel was in an uproar. What? This year is the job changer of our Dragon Kingdom, the first kill completed. Nice. Great. I was injured just now, and I finally have a bottle of healing potion. Swordmaster. Could it be? It's Su Ming from the number 1 middle school. He seems to be a 10-star swordsman. Recently there has been a lot of trouble in Xuanjing City. It might not be him. There are still several sword masters in the surrounding cities this year. Great. This year my Dragon Kingdom will take the lead. Su Ming looked serious. In his personal information column, a title column appeared. First Blood permanent, all attributes +5. Su Ming's current full attribute has reached 15 points. Agility has also reached 25 points. Combat power has increased a little. He lowered his head slightly, looking at the skill scroll in his hand. Although it is only of bronze quality, he can be sublimated. Right now, what he needs most is swordsmanship. His mind moved slightly. All things are sublimated. The skill scroll in the palm immediately changed its appearance. It turned into a silver quality skill scroll. Sword drawn and slashed, silver low grade. Put the sword back into the sheath, focus on it, and cut it with 1 strike. Close black lens bracket. Su Ming's eyes flashed. It was actually directly upgraded from low-grade bronze to silver quality, which spanned 2 small grades. This time, my luck was really good. All things are sublimated and are randomly evolved items. If you are lucky, you can even directly enhance a silver item to the top level of myth. But that probability is too small. In most cases, it is based on the current quality and is improved by 1 level. Any item can only be upgraded once. Su Ming looked at this skill scroll and immediately chose to use it. Skill acquired. Sword drawing, sword skill silver low grade. Current proficiency. 0/1000. Su Ming immediately put his black steel sword into its sheath. This sword technique must be sheathed before it can be used. Then Su Ming activated this sword technique. Suddenly, a crisp sword sound flickered. His whole body turned into a blue sword light, slashing out horizontally. This sword is incredibly fast. The power is even more terrifying. Wherever it passes, it will cut off all the fallen leaves in midair within a few meters of the surrounding area. A shallow sword mark gully appeared on the ground. Boom! Ahead, a large tree half a meter in diameter collapsed. It was directly chopped off by this sword. Su Ming was a little shocked. Ordinary silver quality skills cannot be so powerful. After all, my attribute is not very high now. Could this be the effect of the original sword body? The power of all sword techniques is increased by 3 times, and the speed is increased by 3 times. It's really fierce. Su Ming is very satisfied. This skill is not very expensive and he can use it multiple times. Proficiency +30. The next moment, a voice sounded in my mind. Su Ming's eyes were serious. After only using it once, it increased 30 points of proficiency. And this is without hitting the monster and swiping in the air. If you use it dozens of times, you won't be able to reach the full proficiency level casually. It can be described as extremely ferocious. If you are an ordinary person, you will increase your proficiency in a few points. But Su Ming multiplied it 3 times. He put the sword back into the scabbard and carried it on his back. With this sword drawing and slashing skill, he can immediately draw his sword out of its sheath and complete the slashing whenever he encounters a battle. The reaction speed will be very fast, and there will be no need to worry about sudden combat situations. He carried a long sword on his back and walked through the dense forest. On the way, a few small mutated wild monsters occasionally appeared, but they were all easily slaughtered by Su Ming. His combat experience is too rich. With most monsters, he knew what moves they were going to use as soon as they raised their butts. You killed a tiger, experience value plus 80. You killed a mutated hare, experience value plus 49. You killed a heavy armored turtle, experience value plus 100. Open black lens bracket, close black lens bracket. Not long after, Su Ming's level was raised to level 4. In total, he received a total of 30 free attribute points. And he, all added to the agility attribute. Nowadays, his attributes have reached a terrifying level compared to other novice professionals. Open black lens bracket Su Ming close black lens bracket. Strength, 15 points. Physique, 25 points. Agility, 45 points. Spirit, 15 points. Luck, 15 points. The hidden boss will appear behind the Red Rock Cave. Su Ming's eyes were serious. My current location is in the north of the forest. It should take some time to arrive. He murmured, you have to move faster. He is extremely fast, dashing all the way. All the monsters he encountered along the way were mercilessly crushed by him. A large amount of loot was all stored in his space. There are many furs, flesh and blood of wild animals. There are also some turtle shells and tough mutant animal bones. Those are all very good materials. After returning to Blue Star, you can give it to the blacksmith to make it into equipment. Also available for a good price. Su Ming knew that from the moment he left the copy, he would no longer be poor. Chapter 14. Su Ming galloped all the way, running fast. With the slaughter of monsters, his level is also constantly increasing. It didn't take long to reach level 5. Draw the sword and chop again. Moreover, he also obtained several brand new skill scrolls. Among them is a basic sword technique. Open black lens bracket basic swordsmanship, bronze low grade close black lens bracket. After use, randomly awaken a level 1 to 10 sword skill. Close black lens bracket. Su Ming directly used the sublimation of all things to upgrade. Sublimation successful. Close black lens bracket. Running thunder sword art, silver medium grade. Thunder attribute swordsmanship, powerful and powerful, the main character is a quick word. Close black lens bracket. This scroll has been promoted to the middle grade of silver. It is a small level higher than drawing the sword and chopping. Far beyond Su Ming's expectation. This will be his strongest skill so far. Su Ming grinned and crushed the scroll directly. Suddenly, this skill was completely learned by him. Just a slight movement of the mind. Suddenly, a layer of lightning wrapped around the black iron sword in his hand. Crackling. The power is terrifying and the light is bright. The effect of this type of element is like an enchantment, which can immediately improve the sharpness and power of Su Ming's sword to a large level. Roar. At this time, a gray-backed wild wolf appeared in front of him. It sprinted towards Su Ming, obviously not knowing how to write dead characters. Su Ming raised his hand with a sword. Brush. The lightning flashed, and almost in an instant, the monster was completely killed. The head rolled off, and the wolf corpse fell to the ground. Open black lens bracket. You killed the gray-backed wild wolf with a single sword. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Experience value plus 123. Close black lens bracket. Just when Su Ming was about to withdraw his sword, in the dense forest ahead, there was a smell of blood. And a howl of wolves. His eyes flickered, and he clenched the sword in his hand tightly. Take a closer look. Dozens of wolves are coming from all directions. They were all gray-backed mutant wolves. This mutant beast is very fast, and its claws are as sharp as steel, and it can easily tear apart a human body. Su Ming's eyes were slightly startled. I thought there was only one, but I didn't expect so many to come. He was also a little surprised. This is at least a wave of small beasts. He didn't expect that his luck would be so bad. If it was an ordinary rookie team, encountering such a wave of monsters, they would definitely die. If there is only one person, it can be cleaned up and waited to die. Do you want to escape with the hidden step? Once the stealth step is activated, it cannot be selected. Although the number of these wolves was large, they could not prevent him from breaking through. But there are so many wolves. I can't bear it. Su Ming licked the corner of his mouth, and a look of ferocity flashed in his eyes. He scanned the wolves directly. Open black lens bracket fierce beast. Gray-backed wolf close black lens bracket. Level 5. Strength 17 points. Physique 24 points. Agility 25 points. Spirit 8 points. Open black lens bracket lucky 3 points close black lens bracket. Skill claw swing. The agility attributes of these wolves are quite high, but they are still a bit worse than mine. Su Ming has given up the idea of running away. Decide to fight. Because he has the black steel blood sword. After killing monsters, the status can be restored immediately. Moreover, he now has a spare bottle of healing potion in his personal space. So he has his own support and is confident to fight. In his eyes, these wolves were not wolves at all. It's piles of delicious experience points. If this wave can kill all the wolves in this wave, at least he can be promoted several more levels. I want to challenge the man who hides the boss. How can I back down now? Su Ming looked cold and determined to fight them. Although there are risks in this wave, the rewards are also very abundant. Come on, he roared angrily and rushed over. Return the blade to the sheath, draw the sword and slash it to move. The wild wolves relied on their numbers and were completely unafraid, attacking together. At this moment, the forest was filled with roars of wild wolves everywhere. Ouch! Roar, fierce and bloodthirsty. Su Ming swung his sword around thunder. His figure was too fast. His sword speed is 3 times that of ordinary people. Although this group of wolves moves very fast, they are really a bit childish in front of Su Ming's sword skills. The Thunderbolt Sword Ju can be activated at the same time as drawing the sword and cutting. This can quickly increase the power many times. In just a few breaths, he killed several wolves. Bloody corpses are everywhere, and stumps are everywhere. Open black lens bracket you killed a gray-backed wild wolf close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket you killed a gray-backed wild wolf close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket you killed 3 gray-backed wolves with 1 sword, close black lens bracket. Experience value plus 150. Open black lens bracket proficiency plus 134 close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket experience, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket proficiency, close black lens bracket. Keep climbing. Su Ming looked cold. The hand rises and the knife falls. At this moment, he was like a killing machine. Blood flowed, splattering on the surrounding trees, flowers and grass. Su Ming's sword also has a special effect. After killing a monster, all its attributes can be improved in a short period of time. Therefore, every time he kills a wolf, he can refresh this buff state. This made his efficiency even more terrifying. Beasts are beasts. This pack of wolves was killed, leaving no trace behind, but showed no intention of flinching. Suddenly, a fierce wolf king rushed out. It has silver-white hair all over its body, and it looks like moonlight shining on it. This wolf is huge and not on the same level as the other wolves. Its speed is also terrifying. Almost instantly, he rushed to Su Ming. The ferocious spikes are more than 10 centimeters long. Su Ming didn't pay attention and was scratched on her arm. He turned around and took a side step, barely avoiding it. Tisk, it's actually hurt. His face was serious. Looking at his arm, there were 2 long bite marks, about 2 centimeters deep, with blood flowing out. If he had moved any slower, he might not be able to save his arm. Fortunately, the monster's teeth are not poisonous. He immediately scanned the profile of the Wolf King. Silverback Wolf King. Close black lens bracket. Level 6. Strength 34 points. Physique 44 points. Agility 56 points. Spirit 6 points. Open black lens bracket lucky 3 points close black lens bracket. Skills: Silver Claws Cutthroat, Sharp Teeth Bite, Rapid Thrust. It turned out to be a level 6 monster. No wonder it's so fast. The Wolf King failed to completely kill Su Ming with 1 blow. It also landed, adjusting its body position and preparing for the next blow. It stared at Su Ming and moved around Su Ming. Su Ming looked at the wolf with a blank expression on his face. Little Wolf King, you are very strong, but it's a pity that you chose the wrong opponent. He folded his sword back into its sheath and stepped out. Su Ming was so confident that she actually chose to take the initiative even though she was injured. Because, just now, one of his skill proficiency levels was maxed out. The proficiency of drawing sword and cutting reaches, 1000. Skill upgrade, close black lens bracket, draw the sword and flash, silver medium grade. Open black lens bracket proficiency, 2000 close black lens bracket. Now he already has 2 silver middle grade swordsmanship skills. He sheathed his sword. In the palm of his hand, spiritual power surged out and poured directly into the edge. In just an instant, the entire sword turned into a flash of lightning. Chapter 15. Brush. Su Ming's entire body turned into a blue thunder shadow. The blade left a long mark. Just chop it away. This sword is too fast. The Wolf King didn't even have time to react before he was killed and fell to the ground. Blood surged into the sky, and the wolf's head rolled down. Open black lens bracket, kill the Wolf King. Close black lens bracket. Experience value plus 500. Draw your sword and dodge proficiency plus 145. Thunder sword technique proficiency plus 100. Trophy. Iron claw bone, Wolf King heart. At this time, Xuangang wiped out the blood sword and began to thirsty for the blood on the sword. Soon, it was completely clean. Then, an abundant warm force poured into Su Ming's body along the handle. The wound on Su Ming's arm immediately healed completely at a speed visible to the naked eye. At this time, the surrounding wolves were all frightened, even a little timid, and began to turn around and flee. Su Ming's eyes were filled with murderous intent. You're here and you still want to leave. He moved too fast. Rush forward immediately and hunt down the wolves. The whole person is like a ghost. The battle with this wolf pack quickly increased his level. His level has reached the level 9 mark. One more level and it will be level 10. So it was naturally impossible for him to let these wolf cubs go. Su Ming raised the knife and dropped it. Her black clothes were covered with splattered wolf blood. In the end, he didn't miss any of them. All the wolves were killed by him. Even those who run will be chased to death. The wolf is also confused. They had never seen such a ferocious two-legged beast. Wolves are stupid after all. They have mutated and low IQs. If we run separately, maybe a few of them can survive. They're all gathered in one pile, so why don't I catch them all in one fell swoop? Looking at the wolf corpses everywhere, Su Ming looked calm. On the personal panel information, the level is directly improved. Congratulations, you have been promoted to level 10. Close black lens bracket. The first mission is being generated. Su Ming was directly promoted to level 10. He killed too many monsters. This upgrade speed is unrivaled. The average player, until the end of the novice copy, can only gain a few hundred experience at most. Killing a few ferocious beasts is the limit. After reaching level 5 or 6, he is already considered very good. And this novice copy is not over yet. Su Ming is already level 10. Efficiency is not a level at all. First mission. Kill the Guardian of the Red Rock Cave, that is a powerful elite monster. Close black lens bracket. Reward. Promoted to the first sword god. Su Ming's eyes were serious. This one-turn mission is very good. He happened to be going to the Red Rock Cave. After completing the first job transfer mission for ordinary people, they will be able to complete their first job transfer. For example, the winemaker in the life profession can choose from multiple winemakers in one turn, and the most powerful one is the poison winemaker. Swordsman, you can choose sword and shield warrior, swordsman, etc. in one turn. And Su Ming, because he is a sword god, is already the strongest profession. So he can only go to the end of the road, becoming a sword god once and becoming a sword god twice. It does not change the profession, but improves attributes and obtains skill enhancements. He has a light body and runs quickly. At the same time, he opened his profile. Open black lens bracket. Su Ming close black lens bracket. Level 10, completing a mission. Occupation. Sword god, mythical level, unique in the world. Open black lens bracket. Strength 15 close black lens bracket. Physique 25. Agility 100. Open black lens bracket. Spirit 30 close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Lucky 15 close black lens bracket. Talent. Sublimation of all things, original sword body. Skills. God-killing sword, full hide, hidden step, eye of insight. Thunder sword technique, draw the sword and dodge. That's right, he added most of his attribute points to agility. Then I added some mental attributes. After all, releasing skills requires mental power. Agility attribute breaks through 100. Close black lens bracket. Receive sword god professional skill, sword martial master. Master of sword martial arts passive skill. Quality, platinum lower grade. Proficiency, 0 100,000ths. You can equip sword weapons of any level, regardless of all requirements. Close black lens bracket. And all sword weapons are twice as sharp in your hand. Su Ming's eyes flickered slightly. This effect is a bit strong. This means that he can directly equip the top sword weapons. Very good. Now there are several skills, and the attributes are also very scary. It's time to challenge the Red Rock Cave. Su Ming followed the route in memory and walked all the way. Once he defeats the hidden boss, this dungeon will be settled. By the way, I have to hide my grades. Su Ming thought about this and used his full hidden ability. He hid the number and level of monsters he killed. Full concealment is also the skill of the legendary profession, killing God, and the effect is also leveraged. Once it is turned on, even the supreme rules of the dungeon cannot count him. In other words, he cannot be ranked in the leaderboard. For now, he doesn't want to be too conspicuous. But no matter how you hide it, the real ranking will still appear when the settlement is made. At that time, Su Ming's achievements will definitely shock the world. But now, he needs to keep a low profile as much as possible. Because in the process of fighting the hidden boss, there must be no extra problems. At this moment, in the novice copy, another team of job changers is gathering together. They just used all their strength and killed 2 gray-backed wolves. These 2 wolves are so fast, we killed them with too much effort. The experience given by this wolf is too little, why is it only 34 points? No way, we formed a team and shared the experience, so the experience gained is naturally less. A few people were panting, holding a novice knife full of scars in their hands, and they were out of breath from exhaustion. Yang Ding is the captain of this gang. He was a tall man with several scars on his body, and he was bleeding. At this moment, his face was cold and he gritted his teeth. You are really idiots, basically I am doing my best to take the damage. I'll share experience with you guys, I'm really the biggest bully out there. Yang Ding scolded everyone. Everyone clenched their fists tightly, but they didn't dare to refute for a moment. After all, Yang Ding is the most talented among this group of people, and he is also the most powerful in professional combat. It is their eldest brother. Of course no one dared to refute him. FK, if I hadn't been cheated by Su Ming for 3,000 in the weapon shop, how could I have used this novice machete? He clenched his fists tightly, his voice trembling. At that time, he only had 10,000 with him, which was enough to buy a silver-level weapon at most. As a result, he was cheated of 3,000, and he dared not tell his parents. In the end, I could only smash my teeth and swallow it in my stomach. Although he is a rich second generation, his family's money is not infinitely squandered. Brother Yang, then why don't you buy a bronze weapon and make a living first? This novice machete is too difficult to use. Someone asked suspiciously. What do you know? Yang Ding glared. Bronze weapons are not much different from novice machetes. Yang Ding patted him hard and said. All right, it's been exhausting, we've only reached level 4. This efficiency is really not good. Everyone shook their heads and said. Fortunately, this wild wolf burst out a bronze-level bow. Xiao Wang, you are a ranger, immediately equip this bow and arrow to be our main output force. Yang Ding said. Complain, but life must go on. They went all the way and continued to slash and kill monsters. It didn't take long for the level to increase a lot. A few pieces of equipment also exploded. Yang Ding worked tirelessly, and finally got a large bronze-level shield. Open black lens bracket wolf bone shield bronze close black lens bracket. Physique +5. A very tough bone shield can help you get through the early stage safely. Close black lens bracket. With this shield, he can better serve as a meat shield and resist the output of monsters in the front row. Several of his team members also gradually began to grow. Several people moved for a moment. Suddenly, everyone frowned. Even Yang Ding gasped. They stepped into the depths of a forest. Here, dead bodies are everywhere. The corpse of a wolf. The stench is tangy. FK. Beast tied. So many corpses. Which team killed it? Everyone was shocked. Yang Ding squatted down slightly, looking at the wounds on the corpses. It's possible. Not a team, but a person. Because the fatal wounds of all the wolf corpses are the same weapon, the sword. It's also possible that it's an elite professional swordsman team. No matter what, we can't beat it. I think, let's take a detour. His tone was heavy. Although they broke out a few pieces of equipment just now, they are armed. But this elite team, Yang Ding still dare not face it head on. Afterwards, everyone began to move towards a remote path. Because they were afraid of encountering that team of swordsmen. There are many murders in the dungeon. They don't want to meet. Please like and subscribe.